Get ready with me to turn 40. Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Meredith Phillips and we're gonna be staying here for a long weekend. Are you so excited? I have been looking forward to this for quite some time now. My birthday is tomorrow, March 21st, and I'm going to be turning 40 years old. So I wanted to do something fun, and what I thought sounded fun was finding some fancy place to stay by myself and having a little solo writing retreat. I have so much to catch you up on, but first, let's take a look at this incredibly adorable cabin that I'm staying in. All right, so I'm parked outside, came in the front door. They have this super cute little spot to put shoes and purses. I probably should take off my shoes. This is the first room. I am not gonna be using this, but look how freaking cute the bunk beds are. Oh my gosh. I kind of maybe wish I was staying in here, but it's very cute. I might climb up there just for funsies. We have the bathroom. Is there a light? Yes, there is. Hi. Little sink area. The toilet. Oh, it's like hidden back here. Oh my gosh. I was like, wait, where's the shower? Oh no. No, it's all here. Don't worry. Don't worry. Editing Meredith here. Hi. So I did have like a commentary on this whole section, but apparently I pressed the record button to turn off recording at some point, and I don't have that commentary anymore. So here's the main living area. There's a little pond area right back in here, which is super cute. And then I get the view out into the woods. Very cool. I almost got one of the cabins that has like a little, like you overlook the pond area, which I thought would be cute, but they have like kayaks and you can fish, and I didn't want to be like have these massive windows where everyone on the pond could just like look in and see me, you know? So I was like, let me pick this one instead. So anyway, I have all my stuff to unpack, so let me put away especially the refrigerated stuff and kind of get settled in, and then we'll chat. I do want it noted that the reason I brought the massive suitcase that is like 2/3 my size is because this suitcase is like half pillows. As previously stated, I am in fact an old woman now. I have special pillows, okay, that help my neck not be a disaster when I wake up. I also have a knee pillow, which goes, as you might imagine, between your knees, so when you're on your side your knees aren't like on top of each other, because that's horrifically uncomfortable. So anyway, it's half pillows. I'm just gonna actually forget the writing stuff. I'm just gonna take the longest nap of all time right here. All right, so I'm hoping that the audio isn't gonna be too echoey. I didn't even like think about that, but also what am I gonna do about it, you know? So anyway, here I am. It is Friday the 20th of March, about 4 in the afternoon. I finally made it. This is like fairly, I mean, it's like an hour from our house, I guess. I had spent a considerable amount of time researching where could I go, and I picked this place because I thought it looked nice and the reviews were good, and it had like multiple spots to set up for writing. You've got the kitchen bar area, all the seating here, the desk upstairs. So I was like, okay, we can flit around as I desire. Should we move you up just a little bit? Hold on. Hold on. It's a little low and I'm like hunched over. Hello? Which of these? There's so many like This is an awesome tripod, but also there's like 10,000 dials on it, or like things to maneuver, and I'm like, which one is the one to raise it? Okay, there it is. All right, so it's my birthday weekend, and we'll get to birthday stuff tomorrow, because the birthday is in fact tomorrow, and we're still 39 today. So let's chat writing, because I think that's the more important and the more exciting topic, frankly. I have 6 complete vlogs ready to go as soon as I get the okay from my editor. There's been a lot happening. It's been really fun. I have vlogged pretty much all of it for you. So as soon as I'm able to release those vlogs, I will. I believe, I'm hoping, I think I should be able to release them starting like very early April. So be on the lookout. Turn on I've never asked people to do this before, but turn on notifications for any channel that you care about, because YouTube is once again messed with the subscriptions tab, and now it's showing you most relevant. Just show me everything that everyone has posted, please. You don't know me, YouTube, okay? It's so annoying. But anyway, turn on notifications if you want to make sure you see the videos when they go live. It'll just email you and be like, she posted. So anyway, I've got a bunch coming, but I can kind of catch you up a tiny bit just so you have a little bit of context for what's going on. So far, what I've learned about publishing is that the timeline of how far out you have to think about things is kind of insane. I am currently thinking about a project that would not be published potentially until 2029. Let me back up even further. So I think the last major writing video you saw from me was fixing up Rogue's Guide with all of the line editing. I handed that back into my editor at the very end of February. She gave it the big thumbs up, and Rogue's Guide has been sent off into copy editing land. I also just found out this past week that I am supposed to get the copy edits back like mid-April. So that's very exciting. I can't tell you how much I'm nerding out about getting a professional copy edit. I'm so excited. I'm so curious to see, like, is there something that I'm like punctuating wrong like all the time? Like, teach me. I want to know. So I'm very excited to get that back and go through all the copy edits. I only have 2 weeks to do the copy edits, which I think should be doable. I mean, you're really just being like, yep, put a comma here, agree. So I think that should be fine. But in the meantime, I have been working on the second book in my contract. Okay, we had a 2-book deal. And if you remember, when we signed the deal, book 2 was just like another book. Nobody said anything about what they wanted, what they were expecting, hoping for, whatever. So I was like, sure, I'll write another book for you. So of course, my editor and I have talked, and I've been given direction for the book. I'm very excited about it. And so really since January, I've been working on brainstorming and outlining for book 2 in my contract. I am not saying anything more than that so that I don't get in trouble, okay? So this past week, I sent off an outline for book 2 to my editor. She said she was gonna get back to me this coming week, which I was shocked. I was like planning for, a couple weeks or something to wait to see anything back from that. But she was like, oh, I'll get it to you back on Monday. I was like, okay, if you want to, you can take your time, ma'am. But anyway, she's amazing. And so I'm excited to get that back. But you might be thinking, well, Rogue's Guide is off a copy edit land, and this other book, the outline is sent off. Like, what am I going to be working on this weekend? Well, let me tell you about the other thing in my contract. It's called the option clause. So this is I don't know if it's standard necessarily, but it's definitely in a lot of contracts. There's an option clause, and basically what it says is that your publisher gets first dibs on your next book. So I'll be able to pitch another project to my editor and my publisher for another book, and I really hope they want to buy it from me. Now, the contract also specifies when I'm allowed to talk to them and like officially pitch something to them. And in my contract, it's going to end up being the end of next March 2027. literally a year from now, I'll be able to pitch this next project. So you might be thinking now, okay, that's like a year away. Why are you worried about that? Let me tell you, I'm worried about it, okay? I have 2 potential ideas for what this next book could be. There's Project A and there's Project B. If you've been around my channel and you've been paying attention, you can probably guess what Project A is. And if you really have been paying attention, you could probably guess what Project B is. I have ideas for both. Right now, Project A is in first draft form. Project B is literally like 2 or 3 very concrete scene ideas, and then it's just surrounded by vibes. Like there's nothing else. So Project B definitely needs a lot of work and development and all that kind of stuff. There are pros and cons to each project in terms of, there's like a little bit of strategy here too. I have to pitch something to them that I think they're going to actually buy. And so there's just some strategy. There's pros and cons to each of these projects about, you know, would they want this? Would they not want this? Is this a bigger risk for them than the other one? Blah, 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 blah. So a few weeks back, I emailed my agent. I was like, hi, I'm already worrying / wondering about this option project that isn't due for a year. And I was like, which of these 2 projects would you think would be best to work on? And she was like, why not work on both? And I was like, sounds like a plan. Now, in order to pitch the project, different publishers want different things. Let's start there. Some publishers require that you have like the full manuscript completed, polished, and all that kind of stuff before you hand it in, so to speak, or like present it to them. Other publishers want just like the first 3 chapters, first 50 pages, first 100 pages, whatever. It's kind of like querying. Everyone's a little different with what they want. So my publisher is requesting a pitch proposal package and then the first 3 chapters. The pitch proposal, like the whole pitch package, is kind of like querying, but it's more detailed, I think, as I have never done one before, so I don't know what all goes into them really. One thing I know that is in there is a very detailed synopsis. These are more than just like the 1 or 2 page synopses that you would give for a querying situation. This can be, as far as I'm aware, like dozens of pages if you want. It is a complete synopsis, okay? So if you're gonna do, 25 pages of synopsis for a book, you need to know like the whole plot of the book. We're not skipping over anything or sort of like vaguely describing something here. It needs to be pretty well thought through and everything. I'm in good shape with Project A in terms of like, I've already gotten it to the first draft stage, which is great. The other project, like I said, is really just a whole bunch of vibes, and that needs a lot of development. Part of me is like, you should work on Project B because that's the one that needs the most work. But I am a little burned out at the moment on brainstorming and outlining. So I really don't want to work on that right now. I have ideas and I think it would be a really fun book to work on, but I just don't want to do that one right now. So I am currently working on Project A. Editing Meredith here. So hey, in case it wasn't clear, that means over the next 12 months, I will be working potentially on up to 4 projects. Rogue's Guide, getting that all completed and debuting as an author, and then writing and revising book 2, and then also working to develop the 2 ideas I have that could be pitched as my option. It's going to be a busy year. I reread it because I haven't looked at it for a while. I reread it this past week. You guys, I am obsessed with this. I am obsessed with this book. It is so fun. This is by far, and I say this I'm being pretty objective here. This is the best first draft I've ever written. There's no comparison. It's still a first draft, okay? It still needs work, blah, 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 but it's really good. Oh my gosh, I was just reading it. So anyway, I'm having the best time with this project at the moment. Okay, so what I'm doing at the moment, I reread it earlier this week. I jotted down some really big picture, ooh, we need to think through this, change that, retool this kind of stuff. And now I'm going through chapter by chapter to kind of pinpoint okay, this... what's missing here, what's missing there, more like scene level things that need to be fixed up. I realized I got to the end of the book, rereading it, and realized I never explained the hero's backstory. It's just not there. There's a couple points where it sort of alludes to something and you're like, ooh, what could it be? You're never gonna find out in this draft. So I need to weave his backstory in a little bit more. So things like that are still, you know, definitely issues, but I'm very excited to work on this. I am almost done with the chapter by chapter sort of note taking. I think I'm into Act 4. So I'm hoping actually I can finish that today, and then tomorrow I'll be able to go back and kind of make a little more, like, I don't know, refine some of the ideas. Maybe I'll just jump in and start revising chapter 1 because I am so freaking excited about this book. It is a little after 4, like I said. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little writing for today. I did a little bit this morning. And then I was packing and, you know, getting ready to go and then going and all that stuff. So let me get out my laptop, get the charger stuff plugged in, and let's get going. I do apologize also that I can't say any more. I really can't talk about the option stuff yet. Like, I can't tell you what I'm doing or what I'm working on. Again, wink, wink. If you've been paying attention, you can probably guess, but that's what I'm working on. Very vaguely. So anyway, let's get going. All right, so I'm done with all my notes. Yay. I'm gonna take a little break. It's almost time to eat something. And yeah, I think this story is very well put together for the most part. There's a few little pieces that need to be reconfigured, you know, retooled a little bit, but I don't feel like there's huge swaths of this thing that need to be like completely rewritten, or like 15 new scenes and delete 15 of these old scenes. You know, I don't feel like it needs to be that much work. I don't know. I keep thinking about this and thinking like there's no way I got it like this good on the first try. But it's, I mean, it's pretty solid, I think. And I mean, I did do like a very complete outline for it. My agent looked over the outline and gave like a few notes on it. She really was kind of like, this looks pretty good. I feel like it works well. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to go eat and then I guess keep working on this because I really don't have anything much else to do, frankly. That's all I brought with me in addition to a book, but I'll read before bed. So dinner time and then we'll be back to this. So this place really is like in the middle of nowhere, and the closest little town area is like a 30-minute drive from here. So I was like, I don't want to have to drive 30 minutes to go eat something and then come all the way back. Like that seems like such a waste of time. So I did just bring like some frozen food with me. They have a full kitchen. I mean, there's a stovetop, an oven, everything, but I was like, I don't want to cook. I don't want to do dishes. Like not that many dishes. So anyway, we just eaten some frozen food, and then for dessert, I got some cheesecake from Cheesecake Factory. I was originally just gonna get like one slice because they give you those massive slices, and I usually can't. I'm not eating a whole one at one time. So I thought, oh, I'll have like half on, you know, Friday and half on Saturday. Well, but then you see, I was looking at all of the various cheesecakes that were available, and I was like, how can I choose? So I didn't. I got 2. I'm not going to eat all of it while I'm here unless I do. And so anyway, that's for dessert. But I'm going to sit here at the bar, watch some Tears of the Kingdom playthrough, and enjoy myself. All right, it is, what time is it? It's like 7:30. It's obviously getting dark outside, and I did not bring any of my regular lights. So I think we're gonna call it here for today. I've had a good couple of hours. Like, the reason I feel like this is so nice is because there's no distractions. Like, I'm not taking care of dogs. I'm not trying to make dinner. I'm not like doing the bedtime routine. Like, it's just me in this echoey place. I'm really enjoying this. It's very fun. I got a lot done. I finished up all the notes on each individual chapter. I kind of went through just now and consolidated some things, tried to stick a few things in chapters where I'm like, you could do this here, you could do that here. So anyway, more organizing tomorrow, but for tonight, I'm just gonna chill, watch a video or two, and then head upstairs to bed. So I will see you tomorrow for my 40th birthday. Hey, good morning. It is Saturday, March 21st. It's about 9:30 in the morning. I am officially 40 years old, which is weird because I was born in 1986. We all know that the 80s were like 20 years ago. So I don't understand. I don't know how the math works exactly, but allegedly I am 40 years old today. So I've been thinking about this milestone of sorts for a while because it just seems so weird. There's no part of me that identifies with 40 as being like a number related to me. And I don't feel like I've felt my age since I was about 35 or so. And yeah, I don't know. I've just been doing a lot of thinking about where I am in life. Am I happy with things in life? Some yes, some no. And sort of where I want to go, what I want to do. There's this weird sense, the thing that's like messing with my brain, I think at this point is I can very easily recall events and, being like 20 years old, 20 years ago, right? In a lot of ways, 20 years ago does not seem like that long ago. I'm like, I was in college and it doesn't seem like it was that long ago somehow. Like I can remember a lot about that time period. And so then I'm thinking like, wow, the last 20 years went by fast. So does that mean the next 20 years are also going to go by fast? Am I going to be 60 in like 2 seconds? And then it's like, oh my gosh, I have so much I got to do like all this stuff. I have to hurry. And it's like, hurry for what? Like, what do you want to do? I don't know. There's this sense of like, oh no, life is like half over. I better do things. I don't know. So anyway, I don't know what I want to do. Like, there's nothing I feel like, oh, I better hurry up and do this thing. I'm running out of time. In a way, kind of, you are running out of time. I mean, we're always all running out of time, right? There's no guarantees, of course. And it just is weird to think about, like, I'll be 80 in another 40 years. I don't know. Something about time is like compressing the older I get. And I'm sure by the time I'm 60, it'll be compressing even faster. And it just is weird. I'm like, wow. This really is not going to last forever. You know what I mean? So anyway, I don't know. I haven't like come to any sort of like magical conclusions. It's just weird to consider time as an element that we have to live with. But it also makes me proud of the things I have done. I'm really excited about all of the writing and the book deal and getting to publish, and I'm really enjoying all of that. I'm really hoping that I get to keep doing it after these first 2 books are out. I'm also really glad that all of the like book stuff is happening now and not 20 years ago. I'll talk about this a little bit more in a video coming up, but I've seen a lot of people who are like, ooh, I want to be published like before I'm 30. Or they feel like, oh, if they haven't done anything by the time they're in their mid-20s, they're like failing as a writer or something like that. Don't rush, okay? Don't rush. I feel it's a lot now at my age to be entering this industry and all the things that come with getting a book traditionally published. There's a lot of really exciting stuff, but thinking about myself at like 20, 25, even at 30, like, I don't know how I would handle all this. I don't know. It would just be a lot. So I'm very glad that the writing portion of my life didn't get started until pretty late, and or later than some people. I didn't start writing until I was 30. So if you're younger than me, you definitely still have time. And if you're older than me, you still have time, because time really doesn't matter, or age doesn't really matter. But I just feel like I know myself pretty well at this point. I've lived through a variety of different experiences at this point, and I feel like all of that is helping me to navigate this new profession in a better way than I would have been able to deal with it, 10, 15, 20 years ago. So that's my birthday reflections, I suppose. I'm really excited to be here for today and a little bit tomorrow. And yeah, I need to get started writing. It's about 9:30 and I haven't done anything yet today. I did wake up at 5. Not on purpose. I woke up, it was still pitch black outside. I was like, it's probably like right around 4:30, 5 o'clock. Looked at my phone. It was 5 on the dot. Yeah, I just wake up. I can't help it. It was very dark though. One of the things I was a little nervous about was just like, I like my sleeping quarters to be like pitch black. I don't want to see anything. And with these giant windows, I was like, any kind of ambient light of any kind is going to come in. And I thought, I didn't want that to like keep me awake or anything like that. But it was, we're again, like very much out in the middle of nowhere. So there was no light out there that could come in, that was good. I was able to sleep very well. So yay. And the mattress I was a little nervous about because it was a little softer than I'm used to. And I was like, I hope I don't wake up with like, a sore back. I'm good though. I'm good. My hips don't hurt and they don't lie either. So let me go get my computer and get back to it. All right, so it's almost noon. I'm gonna take a little break and eat some lunch. Before I left yesterday, I made some chicken salad, so I'm going to make a little sandwich out of that. I'm very excited because I do in fact love chicken salad, and probably have some cheesecake for dessert. I realized yesterday I didn't tell you which types of cheesecake I chose. So obviously I chose the very cherry Ghirardelli, which is cherry and chocolate, like literally a perfect combination. And then the other one is a raspberry lemon cake one, which was very good. So the writing is going well. I'm going through the initial like bullet point list of notes I made after my reread, where I was like, you need to develop this better, you need to incorporate this better. And I'm just going in and trying to figure out like which chapters or which scenes need something else to address whatever issue I was getting at. So that's what I've been doing. It's going pretty good. I don't know if I'm going to get to chapter 1 today in terms of like actually going in and doing some sort of revision on chapter 1, but that's okay. I'd like to at least get through sort of addressing some of the like figuring out how to address the bullet points. I think I can get through that today. Some of these are fairly minor issues and some of them are a little more big picture. Anyway, let's get some lunch and then we'll get back to this afternoon. All right, I think I'm gonna work up here a little bit at an actual desk. This is the little spot in the upstairs bedroomy area. So I'm just gonna keep going through these little bullet points and try to figure out where to stick all these pieces, I guess. Remember yesterday when I was like, oh, maybe I can finish and then start chapter 1 revisions today? I don't know about that. That seems a little like I'm not going to be able to get to that. We'll see. But I'm having a good time. So let's keep going. Also, I have to say, there are 10,000 light switches in this place. Because there's all these, like, the overhead lights, the little lamp light. Up here, there's a fan. There's lights up above the bed. Like, there's just lights everywhere, which is fine. But I cannot remember for the life of me which switch goes with which light. And I keep pushing this one. Nope. I keep pushing this one. I think that's the fan. But every time I push it and turn it on, it beeps like that. And I'm so ingrained, whenever there's a beeping thing like that, Jade always gets like freaked out to the point where she might pee on the floor. And so every time I push this button, I'm like, oh no, Jade's gonna be upset. And then I'm like, no, wait, she's not here, so it's fine. All right, let me get to work. Okay, I lied a little bit. It's like 2:30 and I think I'm done with all of my little chapter notes, scene notes. I think I'm gonna go and revise chapter 1. I'm excited. Now, these aren't always detailed notes. Sometimes it's like, include more of the backstory here. Maybe somewhere. So anyway, we'll see how far I get. I'm excited to get into the revising. I'm making a little bit of coffee over there. I'm gonna come back down here and get started. One thing this place has taught me though, because there are the stairs, apparently I have lost the ability to confidently walk downstairs. Because every time I get like halfway down this bigger slope, I'm like, ah! And then it's like, what do you do? Just go down the stairs. Every time I'm like, oh, you're gonna fall, and then it's like, no, you're fine. So I don't know if that's because I'm an aged woman now, or if like the house we live in, that we've lived in now for 6 years, is just a 1-story house. It doesn't have a basement, there's no stairs. And so I don't go up and down stairs like ever. Like, when was the last time I did that? I don't know. So anyway, I don't know how to go downstairs anymore. All right, I'm still working my way through chapter 1. It started out with about 1,700 words, and I've added about 200 words to it. I'm doing like, a little more character description. I'm not done. There's a bunch of other stuff I'm gonna try to add in here, but the tricky part, of course, with chapter 1 is you have so much to introduce, but you obviously can't do some giant info dump. No one wants that. And you just need to answer a lot of questions about like who the main characters are and what are they trying to do. And that's one of the things that isn't really in this first chapter. The two characters you meet at the beginning are trying to get somewhere. But it's, I don't know, like the main purpose for what these characters are doing in this place is not clear at all. And I'm trying to figure out like, where do I fit this in? So anyway, still a bunch of work to do on that. But it's about 4:30 and I'm finding it so weird being here where I have nothing else to be responsible for except me. Like, there's no dogs and there's no husband and there's no anything else. And so it's just sort of like, my regular life is so dictated by schedules and like timing of things. And being here, I don't have any of that stuff to worry about. And so I've like lost track of time multiple times throughout the day because I don't really need to know what time it is. So anyway, that's been kind of weird. Let me go back through this chapter. I'm just kind of like going through it and then going back to the top and going through it. Just doing all these passes, trying to fit in all these little pieces of information. So I'm just going to keep going with that. For the moment, it's not dinner time yet, but I do have dinner time. I'm like, dinner time is 6 o'clock. It has to be at 6 o'clock. It doesn't really have to be. If I'm hungry earlier, I could make dinner earlier. Or if I wanted to wait, I could wait. I can eat when I'm hungry. Not just because the clock says it's 6 o'clock and it's dinner time. So let me get back to this, and we'll break for dinner in a little bit, but I'd love to have like a relatively clean version of chapter 1 kind of finished up. We'll see. All right, hello. It is 7:30. I had my dinner, pizza with no cheese, obviously, and then cheesecake for dessert, so I'm very full. I'm just gonna kind of hang out for the rest of the evening, go to bed in an hour and a half. I am very pleased with the amount of work I've gotten done on this today. I'm gonna go through chapter 1 again, just to sort of look for a few other little places I could shove some stuff in there. At this point, I'm not trying to make every sentence a masterpiece. I'm just trying to put information in. So I'm not trying to make it horrifically worded, but I'm fine if at this point it's not exactly amazing prose. It can just be what it is, and I'll go back at some later point and actually zhuzh it up a little bit more before I send it off to somebody for something. So yeah, I have to leave tomorrow, but checkout time is not until noon. So I think what I'm gonna do is get up and then do several hours of work in the morning before I have to kind of pack up and head out of here. I'm gonna keep going a little bit more this evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Well, good morning. It's Sunday the 22nd. It is almost 8:30. I am up, have been up since, I've been awake since 3:30. I got up at 4 because I was like, if there's no shot, I'm going back to sleep anyway. So I'm a little tired, but that's just standard operating procedure at this point, I think. I'm awake somewhat, and I do have to start packing up and getting ready to leave in a couple hours. But before I do that, I would like to get to a little bit more writing. I am so pleased with the amount of work I've gotten done over the last day and a half. It's been pretty good. Amazing how not being distracted can, help you focus. That's crazy. I did do a little bit more last night. I feel like chapter 1 is pretty solid at this point. I've added not even that many words. I added like 300 words, almost exactly. I added a little bit extra description. I tried to make the main purpose and goal of the main character a little more clear, got a little more description-y kind of stuff in there, so that was good. I think this is pretty good for now. There's a few things on my list that I haven't crossed out yet. I might come back and try to address those, but the things that are left open still are things that could possibly be addressed in a later chapter. So I'm not too concerned about that. I'm going to go ahead and move on to chapter 2. And I'm looking at the notes here. There were several, and by several, I mean probably like a dozen different bullet points where I copy pasted the same thing into multiple chapters because I was kind of like, I don't know where this is going to fit best. I don't need it in every chapter, but it needs to happen somewhere in chapters 1 through 5. And so I pasted it into chapters 1 through 5. So some of these on here, I already addressed in chapter 1. So I'm going to go ahead and just cross them off. There's not a ton that I have really for this chapter in terms of revision. So I'm pretty sure I can get through this chapter 2 before I go. Maybe even chapter 3. What's chapter 3? Chapter 3. Okay, yeah, chapter 3 does need a good chunk of work, but chapter 2 does not. Let's try to get through chapter 2 without, you know, too much heartache and see what we can do from there. Well, it is almost time for me to leave. I am packing up my stuff over here and I'll be taking off shortly. I'm on chapter 3. I got through chapter 2, finished that. I didn't add, again, like too much, maybe another 300 or so words. I'm gonna try to finish chapter 3 before I actually have to leave, but I am very quickly running out of space on the memory card in the camera. I'm pretty sure that I could delete some of the older footage. I'm pretty sure I copied it onto my hard drive at home, but I'm not like 100% sure, and I don't want to lose content from a vlog that you've yet to see. So anyway, let me wrap this up for us. I've had such a fun weekend. This was really a good time. A perfect way to spend my 40th birthday. Got a lot of work done. Wow. I got a lot of work done, so that was fantastic. I'm feeling so excited about this project. I'm a little sad that I'm gonna have to put it away pretty shortly to work on a different project, but that's okay. I'm also excited about that one. I'm also excited to be back. You are gonna get another video on April 2nd. If I can manage it, I'm pretty sure I can. So be looking for that. It's a little bit of a one-off. I think that's a Thursday, which is almost never when I actually post, but there's a specific reason why I would like to post it on April 2nd. So be looking for that. And then I'm hoping the week after that, I can actually start posting some of those vlogs to catch you up on what all I've been up to the last couple months. But for now, if you liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Let me know if you've gotten to do a little writing retreat for yourself in the past, or what your like dream writing retreat would be. And then leave a little, like a campfire, cabin, camping type emoji. If they have one, I'm pretty sure they do. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you very soon. Bye.